Good afternoon, welcome to Elland Road, Leeds for this championship game, the temporary home of Hunslet. So temporary, in fact, it's 5 or 6 matches per year they're allowed to play here, and certainly the wide open spaces should suit the expansive game of Keighley. Maybe a little bit costly as far as Hunslet are concerned, but nonetheless, revenue-wise, it's got to be far better than the Bramley situation for Hunslet. The teams this afternoon line up with Andre Stewart returning at fullback, Andy Ayres, Nick Pinkney returning from flu, Simon Irvine and Wayne Race replacing the unfortunately injured Keith Dixon, broken his jaw during training in the week. David Creaser and Darren Appleby at halfbacks. Brendan Hill, Jason Ramshaw returns in the hooking role. Ian Gately, Darren Fleary, Gareth Cochrane and David Larder at loose forward. On the bench this afternoon, Martin Wood and Joe Burry. Just while we wait for the Hunslet side to take the field, Darryl joined me up on the gantry this afternoon. It's an interesting game, this, Darryl. Hunslet have put together some rather good results in the last few weeks, and I don't think it's going to be the pushover that everybody seems to think it may be.
No way will it be pushover, John, I don't think. Like I say, Hunslet have surprised one or two people. I've seen them play myself once this year in a cup match, first round against amateurs, and they played some excellent football. And what I've read and heard about them, they're still playing some good football. So this wide open space could actually suit them as well. Really have an open game here today. What we do?
Well, Giles Boothroyd leads out the Hunslet side. They line up as follows with Bob Grant at fullback, Scott Lim, Carlton Farrell, sporting yet another fancy hairdo. Giles Boothroyd has said the captain, and Paul White on the wing. David Brook and David Close in the halfback pairing. Paul Whitehead, Chris Watson, Steve Price, Warren Jowett, Mick Coyle and Matt Lambert in the loose forward position. Neil Lee and Paul Whitehead are the two substitutes for Hunslet. The man in the middle, Carl Kirkpatrick from Warrington, along there with his two touch judges, whose names we haven't been supplied with, unfortunately. The return fixtures, we said, of course, Hunslet on the wrong end of a 66 points to 10 hiding at Cougar Park earlier in the season. And the added interest, of course, as far as Keighley's concerned, as far as Hunslet's concerned, is the assistant coach here at Hunslet is Ian Fairhurst, who was assistant, of course, last season and a few seasons prior to that at Keighley, together with Steve Furris, has moulded Hunslet into a workmanlike outfit, certainly by the results. But we'll see what the next 80 minutes bring. Hunslet won the toss. They elected to play left to right as we look at the picture. And it's David Creaser to get the game underway. Mr. Kirkpatrick blows the whistle and away we go. About 4 minutes late. Carlton Farrell on the end of the first one, straight into the receiving arms there of Cochrane and David Larder. And certainly not for going to ground, isn't Carlton? Hunslet taking the play to the Keighley defence. Warren Jowett it was that time. This time it's Chris Watson reaching the 10-metre line from the halfway mark. And Mick Coyle on the halfway line for Hunslet. Boothroyd inside, gets the ball out to Price, but Price well met by the two Keighley props, but Brendan Hill going to be called out by Mr. Kirkpatrick.
Pulled him out for having pulling his hand between the legs. The tackle player, it's now illegal, as he's indicating there, telling him he don't want it. Well seen by the referee.
So then it's standoff David Brook to put the ball into touch on the far side of the field. And Watson gets play underway. Price takes the first drive in, bounces off Darren Fleary, but goes to ground some 22 metres out from that Keighley line. Loose forward Matt Lambert feeling the full weight of Brendan Hill's tackle there as the ball comes back into the middle of the field now for Hunslet on the 20-metre line still. Bit of a run round, but David Close it is who spills the ball. Just had an eye on the Keighley players coming up to him there as he thought about passing, but spilled instead. Fleary coming out 15 metres from the halfway line. A penalty there for interference at the play of the ball. Presumably Paul White, the guilty party. Not Keith Dixon. Keith Dixon, in fact, up here on the gantry with us this afternoon. That was David Creasler, of course, who put the ball into touch and plays some 15 metres inside the Hunslet half. Ramshaw onto Creasler. He finds Gately on the inside. And Ramshaw onto Appleby. Appleby misses out Fleary, but gives the ball to Cochrane, but Cochrane unable to take it. Knock on. Hunslet unable to take advantage of that loose ball, so the scrum will form some 25 metres or thereabouts out from the Hunslet line. Close to feed. On to Boothroyd, the Hunslet centre gets up, plays the ball out to the short side. McCoyle tackle there, and Simon Irving doing the tackling. And Close gets the ball onto Hooker. Watson on the halfway line, just inside the Keighley half of the field. Mr Kirkpatrick telling the Keighley defence to get back. Matt Lambert refusing to be tackled as the last tackle is called. Hunslet opting to run the ball, but I think that one was forward, certainly was. It certainly finished going forward, but I think also Dadlett set up in a forward motion, didn't it?
Yeah, we're going forward all the time.
So then the last tackle it was, and the handover takes place just outside the Keighley 20. Fleary gets to his feet. Any number of Hunslet players in an offside position there. Carlton Farrell on this side, particularly coming in and wedging play towards the centre. And Brendan Hill goes through the tackler, Stephen Price. Gately onto Creasler. Creasler finds Appleby. Appleby gets the ball out to Stoop. Stoop, not the best of passes to Andre Stoop, had to reach for it as Gately now comes down the short side, takes on the wingman Scott Lim, does well to stay in from touch as the last tackle called again. A high ball by Creasler, swirling in the wind, a little bit of indecision there by the Hunslet defence. Eventually it's Paul White who takes the ball, and Boothroyd on his own from acting half gets good yardage, in fact still going. Good 15 metres there by Giles Boothroyd as the ball spins out to this main stand side. Warren Jowett, and in fact I think well, there's a yellow card coming out here, Darrell, and I think it's a blood bin. In fact, I thought the yellow card was coming out, but of course there's been no warning issued, and David Larritt is going into the blood bin. Ball into touch then. 7 or 8 metres inside the Keighley half as Price takes the ball in. Bounces off Cochrane and Hill. Lambert. The referee's certainly taking a good 10 metres as Carlton Farrell drives the ball in this time. Close, a little bit forward that pass certainly to Paul Whitehead, but Hunslet take advantage of the referee's indecision to give the forward pass, or reluctance. Oh, there could be something on here. If only he'd have spun that ball out there, Davy Brook. Keighley were well exposed on the far side. The last tackle call, Close gets the ball in there to Coyle, but the Keighley defence holds and the tackle's called. Handover. Well, certainly there David Brook had an option, Darrell, didn't he? He failed to take it. He wanted to try himself.
Yeah, he should have scored there, John. He don't need to pass out. Fortunately, Nick Pinkney wrapped him up under the post, but the overlap there. Nobody out there to sort it out. Bad mistake by Hunslet, that.
Andy Ayres then bringing the ball away, out of defence. Mr Kirkpatrick penalising Hunslet for not having gone the 10 metres back. Played the advantage initially, but when the man offside did the tackling, on went the penalty. So it's Ramshaw on to Hill. Ramshaw out to Gately. Gately using the shoulders, he goes into the tackle. A nice offload to Cochrane, but Cochrane wrapped up just inside the Hunslet half of the field. Ramshaw switches back. Well, he did, but there was nobody ready for it, as Darren Fleary it is has to do the tidying up of what was a bit of a mess there. Ramshaw out to Martin Wood. There's only Ayres outside him, but Wood beats the man, gives the ball out to Ayres. Ayres almost away, but good tackling back, but good play there by Martin Wood. The delayed pass caused no end of trouble in the defence of Hunslet, and that ball anywhere almost as Pinkney through the gap. 15 metres from the Hunslet line. Last tackle call. Brendan Hill takes him on. Wayne Race looking to get in with the chip through, but didn't quite manage it. Tackled, but the handover takes place, and it's now up to Keighley to keep Hunslet penned down in this half of the field for the full set of 6. And in fact, they haven't succeeded because they've been caught creeping on the 10. And Carlton Farrell, a quick restart there by Hunslet. Carlton Farrell it was, tackled on the halfway line as Close gets the ball out to Boothroyd this time on the far side of the field. Right infield to Brook. Big number 8 there, Paul Whitehead, I think looking for some support from his colleagues, because Keighley was certainly standing off him. Long ball out there, well, a nice bounce for Paul Whitehead, and a good ball out there to the second rower, Mick Coyle. No end of a mess there. Giles Boothroyd it was, I believe, who made the knock on, but the ball out from David Close there. Darrell taking a kind bounce into Paul White's hands. Unfortunately, Mick Coyle didn't have the legs to get to the try line. No,
I thought they'd opened him up there, John. It was good play by Hunslet. Wide awake to what happened once the bounce had gone. Fortunately, Keighley got back and managed to make the tackles. Good bit of fortune there for Keighley.
Ball out of that scrum then. Andy Ayres taking the ball in towards the 20-metre line. Ramshaw onto Martin Wood. And Cochrane now offloads to Irvine. Irvine in the gap, but good tackling there by the prop forward Steve Price. Ramshaw onto Hill rather. Hill takes the defence on the short side. And Ramshaw inside. Carlton Farrell quickly off the mark. It's Appleby inside pass there to Fleary. Fleary's in the clear. He's got Appleby with him on his inside. Oh, and he's still going as Darren Fleary. Darren Fleary scores. Oh, and that was a good try, good effort there by Darren Fleary. The Hunslet defence did all they could. I thought perhaps Daly ought to have got the ball inside. It looked as though he was wrapped up. Appleby in the clear, but the tackle wasn't made and Fleary got the points.
Yeah, good try that, John. They were covering Appleby. They haven't tried to pass to him. I think they'd have intercepted with Hunslet. But you know, good fortune there for Keighley. He kept on going, he wasn't going to lie down. Good try in the end.
Certainly tremendous strength shown there by Darren Fleury rather, as he took on the defence, bust through the tackles, but the option was there. Quite rightly, as Darrell says, the Hunslet defence actually were covering Darren Appleby, so what might have first looked like a wrong option turned out to be the right one. 4 points to nil with the conversion to come. About 13 minutes into the first half. Simon Irvine then with the conversion attempt. Straight through the middle. Difficult to see from up here whether they do in fact go through, but the touch judge's flags indicated that that was in the right area. 6 points to nil, Keighley lead. Pinkney from the kick-off. Plays the ball, Ramshaw, Appleby finds Ayres, Ayres just dummies to his left but takes the ball in. And play still comes this side as Brendan Hill takes it in. 3 Hunslet players trying to take him down. Matt Lambert, the loose forward. The third one trying to make him down, doing the tackling, the second tackle there on Ian Gately, and Cochrane now takes on the Hunslet defence over the far side, escaping the tackles, but the last one's called. He tries to get up, play the ball quickly, Hunslet won't allow it, and the chip over. Creasy does the chasing, fullback Bob Grant in the position to take the ball, but Keighley certainly went through that set of 6 extremely quickly with some very, very quick play the balls. And if they're not careful, they're going to be penalised there. Darren Fleury certainly laying on. Just looking at one or two of the Hunslet players, some of the early enthusiasm in their movement about the field seems to be waning slightly. We shall see as time goes on, because they've not been used to playing on a flat, wide, dry field. In fact, as Darrell Ridley remarks at the side of me, who has? Scrum down then formed some 15 metres from the Keighley try line. I'm just wondering, Darrell, from a referee's point of view, these football markings on the field, when you're taking players back the 10 metres and looking for the line, these football markings are quite more prominent than the rugby markings. Surely they could cause confusion to a referee.
Just a little, John. First few minutes probably, and then after that you'll settle down, you'll understand, your mind won't register to the strong lines. With them being different shades, you'll only pick up the lighter, the ones that you want. It's amazing how you do that. But you do actually adjust to it quite quickly.
And there speaks the voice of experience, as the line's certainly not causing any problems to the Keighley players at the moment, as Martin Wood takes.
The main line of problem is the Indian goal area. That could cause a problem to the players.
And perhaps as we go into that area of the field, we might see that as Hunslet now drive away. Bob Grant tackle, but a little bit of a knock-on, big hit there by Brendan Hill. The actual football dead ball line is halfway between the try line and the rugby dead ball line, so it could definitely cause a problem. Appleby then feeds that scrum at the second attempt. Wayne Race making his first team appearance since being injured last season at Swinton. Creaser. Keighley have got the numbers. Nice ball out to Irving. Stoop gives the ball to Paul White. And Paul White going up the touchline. Now that he's away, Martin Wood should catch him. And does. For my words, that was touch and go. If the ball's played quickly here, Keighley are all the way at sea. Boothroyd gives the ball out there to number 6, David Brook. And there's a try on here. Oh, the ball's lost on the line there by Scott Lim. And Hunslet can't believe it. Tremendous work there by Keighley to get back after Andre Stoop, probably only the second time he's touched the ball, gave the ball straight into the hands of Paul White, some 20 metres from the Hunslet try line. And certainly a telling thing there on the fitness and speed of Martin Wood being able to catch the winger. Out there to Pinkney. Pinkney turns the defence. On the last tackle then, Andy Ayres, slight using of the man there, but gets away with it. The referee deciding it didn't cause any problems for the Hunslet defender, and the kick forward was pretty good. 6 points to 0, Keighley leaders. David Brook it was, coming away from the acting half position. Well met there by Simon Irving as Brook walks all over him. Carlton Farrell driving in. He's not going to get any change from Gareth Cochran. And close on to number 8, Whitehead on the halfway line. The ball pushed backwards, I think, there by Hunslet rather than passed. Good release in the tackle ball there by Mick Coyle. And Matt Lambert on the last tackle, a dozen metres inside the Keighley half of the field. Brook puts the ball straight up in the air. Ball bounces backwards. Boothroyd kicks it for the corner, but that one's going to go dead. And that's where the problem could have come, Darrell.
Yeah, that's where the problems could be with the lines there. The players might see the first line and not realise, you know.
Brendan Hill coming away 10 metres from the point where that ball was tapped for the restart. Jason Ramshaw dodging between the Hunslet markers there to come away almost to the halfway line. Helped back to the floor. Paul Whitehead, the guilty party, according to Mr. Kirkpatrick. And David Creaser. Long touch finder there. Just wondered, in fact, whether the swirling wind, was going to take any effect on that ball. As Brendan Hill gets the ball from Appleby and takes it into the centre of the field, right in front of those Hunslet posts. Appleby out to Gately. Gately dips in the tackle, but Carlton Farrell does the tackling on him nonetheless. Appleby onto Cochran. Cochran again driving the ball in towards those posts, right in front of the Hunslet posts. Ramshaw out this time, quick hands through Creaser to Fleary. Martin Wood delaying the ball, gets it out eventually to Creaser. Creaser to Fleary, I beg your pardon, Simon Irving to Darren Fleary. 10 metres out as Appleby. Crowd gone quiet for some reason as the Keighley players launch an attack on the Hunslet line as the last one's called. Brendan Hill uses the feet. Scott Lim, though, hangs on to that pass. Carlton Farrell goes away. Almost gets the shirt dragged off his back by Brendan Hill. Carlton Farrell didn't really want to go down. And certainly a swinging arm there from Gareth Cochran. No question about it. In fact, I thought there was one a little bit earlier in that sequence now.
Yeah, referee at fault there though, John. You should have called hell there. You don't have players ragging each other so near the line and drecking away. You should call hell. he split, his momentum was stopped, you know, he wasn't going anywhere, he was still in the spot, just driving him around. Bad decisions there by the referee, should have called Ellen.
Well, yeah, there's advantage and being a little bit silly, and I think that was probably taking it that bit too far. There's no way that Carlton fellow was going to get an advantage out of that. What an awful kick there. Straight parallel with the touchline, that penalty taken no more than a metre in from touch. Awful for Hunslet, that is. It's to the benefit of Keighley as Creaser gets Irving into the hole. Irving, though, tackled just inside that Hunslet 20. Appleby. Martin Wood on the inside, threatened to give the ball to Cochrane, but Cochrane certainly didn't get it. He gets it now, though. Dummies to the left, went into the right. And Ramshaw, long ball out there to Wayne Race. Wayne Race. Well, Brendan Hill gave the ball, took the ball from Wayne Race, but Mr. Kirkpatrick said he'd called hell. Now, if he'd done that before, Darrell, he'd have done everything right, wouldn't he?
Certainly would, John, yeah. He must be listening to us, I think.
You know, you let a man hang on and struggle in the tackle for 5 or 6 seconds and then say call hell when it's plainly he was able to get rid of the ball. Hardly surprising that a lot of coaches are not happy with Mr. Kirkpatrick's style of refereeing. But Greg McCallum's vindicated him and says he's the type of referee he wants. I think the words he said were brave. That's a quick restart there by David Brook, rugby union style. Kicked the ball to himself, but really didn't do too much for Hunslet.
I thought that's where the kick for touch. I'm not surprised he tapped it to himself there.
So some 28 metres from the Keighley lines. Hunslet come forward. Warren Jowett, the second rower for Hunslet, completely wrapped up. And I'm just wondering about the blood bin for David Ladd. It looks as though that substitution is going to be a full one. Bit of a knock on again. Well, Keighley wanting to make a substitution, but they've not come with the boards by the look of it. Brendan Hill it is that's coming off. Joe Burry going on. Oh, we've found the boards now. Warm round of applause for Brendan Hill. He's certainly put in a good 25 minutes. And taking his toll of that defence with some pretty powerful running and some pretty big hit tackling as well. 6 points to 0 as Joe Burry now gets his first feel of the Hunslet defence. Steve Price and Warren Jowett it was. Now Cochrane. Jowett getting up from second marker there, moving away quick. And Jowett throwing the punch. The touch judge saw it. I think that's what's called one back, Darrell, isn't it?
Probably is, John, yeah. Gareth had a go at him on the floor, actually, swung his arm and missed. Number 11 just thought, well, have one of mine if you want.
Unfortunately not clever enough to escape the eagle eye of the touch judge on this side. Well, certainly the crowd not happy with the outcome of the talking to, but really it didn't really warrant anything more as Gately drives into that 20-metre area. Ramshaw onto Burry. And in fact the referee penalising Hunslet for being offside. A good drive in there by Joe Burry, taking on the defence. I think they felt there'd no option there, Darrell, but to tackle him, because they knew they were offside. They must have known they were offside. Mr. Kirkpatrick had already told them. I don't think they'd any option, because if they'd have stood off him, he'd have scored, wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's right, John. Yeah, they're just letting 2 points go instead of 6, I think. like you said, the referee had told them offside. They should have come out of it, but they went in, made the tackle, giving away 2.
Simon Irvine then with the penalty from just to the left-hand side of the post. Rain comes down at Elland Road. Two more points to Keighley then. So that penalty goal coming on round about the 28-minute mark as Darren Fleary drives the ball back out and clears the 20-metre line. Appleby onto Ayres. Bury dipping into the tackle, getting into the opposition half of the field. Another good drive there by Bury as Ramshaw gets Gately on for a drive. Paul Whitehead taking the Australian forward round the top half of the body, and Noah Cochrane through the hole. Pinkney hit the ball hit his knee and claims it wasn't a knock-on, but unfortunately for Nick Pinkney, the referee has a different version on that. We're not too sure, in fact, whether he gave a knock-on or a forward pass. Because surely the ball struck the knee. It wasn't a knock-on, was it, Darrell?
No, it's not a knock-on, John. No, that's why. But I was busy watching Nick Pinkney see whether they took shit down or not, and I missed Mr. Kirkpatrick's signal.
Hunslet then coming towards the halfway line. Paul Whitehead tackled though half a metre short. And certainly Hunslet making quite a bit of yardage with these runaways from acting half-back. The chip over the top by Whitehead for the chase for Scott Lim, but the ball going harmlessly into touch. And we'll see a scrum form. 10 metres, Mr. Kirkpatrick from the line, not 8. And certainly where Mr. Kirkpatrick was there, he was putting that scrum down where the ball crossed the whitewash on the sideline, not on the 10-metre line as it should have been. I think Ian Gately perhaps put him right as Martin Wood half away but not far enough away from Matt Lambert, the Hunslet loose forward. Creaser finds Ayres on the outside. Martin Wood steps back inside. Last tackle called, 30 metres out. Ramshaw to Creaser, puts the ball up. And it's a mighty kick, and it's very well taken by Bob Grant under pressure there from look like Bury and Fleary. Playing the ball correctly, says Mr. Kirkpatrick. And I think the crowd had just wakened up to that, Darrell. I think they thought that Keighley had been penalised, didn't they?
Yes, John. a bit strange decision there, Mr. Kirkpatrick, because what he's saying was they put the ball down too soon before they gained the feet. They've been doing it all day, Hunslet. They've been getting away with this quick play the ball, like you said, and causing Keighley a lot of problems around the play the ball. The acting half-back shooting off, and this is how they've been able to do it, by playing it so quickly. First time he's penalised them. I thought he might have told them first, but maybe he has, I don't know.
Simon Irvine then from 30 metres out. See really perhaps just how much the wind is swirling down there at pitch level. And he drills that one low but misses. And a good drop out there. Martin Wood in the middle of the field, takes the ball, gets back to the halfway line before being put to ground, and it's Ramshort acting half. Wayne Race up the touchline side. Carlton Farrell doing the tackling on his former colleague, and it's Appleby out to Creaser, on to Cochrane. He finds Stoop. Stoop gets the ball out, but it looked forward. Now that was a very, very late call by Mr. Kirkpatrick. He's given the forward pass, Darrell, but did he give it on the advice of the touch judge?
He paid to, yeah. Andy Ayres is having a way with touch judge now. I mean, it was so late in blowing it, I don't think he saw it himself, you know. I think he had a bit of doubt, so he looked at touch judge. I don't know, really. It's funny to do that. Very, very late call.
Boothroyd breaking away from that resulting scrum. Gets up, plays the ball out to David Brook rather. Fullback Grant takes play inside the Keighley 20. Certainly Hunslet making a lot of yardage as Steve Price now goes through the forwards. 10 metres from the Keighley try line. Jowett almost escaping the tackle there of Gareth Cochrane. Carlton Farrell driving into the post, less than a metre from the line. Goes over and gets the try. Well, Keighley were asleep there. They were busy watching to see where the ball was spinning to, and it didn't spin anywhere. Wide awake Chris Watson it was who saw the gap. That puts Hunslet right back into the game at 8 points to 4 at the moment. And somewhat of a delay whilst the sand bucket is called onto the field. And this conversion attempt shouldn't cause any problems. It doesn't. Whitehead, the kicker. So then, 8 points to 6. Keighley lead. Just under 5 minutes on the clock before the half-time break. And it's Scott Lim there breaking away on his own, but brought to ground as the hands of Brook and Close set another raid into Keighley territory in motion. Lambert, though, taken back towards the halfway line. The last tackle's called. And David Brooke there having all sorts of problems getting away, but the Keighley defence allowed him to get away and get the kick in from what might have been a handover just short of the halfway line to a scrum down 10 metres from the Keighley try line. Whitehead appeals to the touch judge for a spill ball there, as Joe Burry takes play 10 metres from the halfway line. The ball is lost. Touch judge at this side said that it was scooped out. Steve Ferris on his feet from the bench there, just remonstrating with the touch judge. A Stoop goes in. Andre Stoop and Andy Ayres there making a bit of a mess of that one. Andre Stoop throwing the ball backwards. Hunslet failed to regather and took the ball into touch. So a scrum then for Keighley, 10 metres from the Hunslet line. This is try scoring time just before the 10-minute break or whatever. Pinkney runs round, gets a nice ball out to Stoop, inside ball there to Wayne Race, and Hunslet knock on again. But it's a knock on both ways this time, as Wayne Race made the first mistake. Close end, feeds the scrum out to Farrell. Farrell tackled on that 20-metre line by Fleury, and it's close. Gets the ball out there, this time to loose forward Lambert. Whitehead taking on the defence on the far side, but David Creaser, Darren Frary doing the tackling on him. And Brooke to Close, or Close to Brooke. Last one called. Farrell inside for the kicker. It's a chip in the air. Andre Stoops underneath it. And Wayne Race going on his own this time from the acting half-back. Good ground gained there by Wayne Race. Appleby gets Fleury on the run, but the second rower tackled just inside the Hunslet half of the field. Gets up, plays the ball, Ramshaw to Appleby. Appleby steps one way, comes the other, through the gap, he's in the clear, he's Appleby. He's got Gately there. Gately's in for a try. What a lovely combination by the two Australians there. And what tremendous support, Daniel, for a drop forward.
Yeah, excellent support with that, John. It's all about. He saw that Darren had made the gap. Been in very well there. Really good backing up that. Beautiful try.
That try coming in, time added by the timekeepers for the referee stopping the clock. And what a perfect time for a try to be scored. Takes the side into the changing rooms on a bit of a lift after having just conceded a try. Having conceded a pretty soft try, the Keighley come back, score a tremendous try, and that's got to give all 13 players the lift that they need to go into the dressing rooms and prepare for that, for the second 40. Simon Irvine right in front of the post with a conversion attempt. The sand flies and the ball goes through the uprights. £12-6 as the half-time hooter goes. First half tries from Darren Fleary and Ian Gately. The three goals from Simon Irvine gives Keighley their 14. And that try just before the break from Chris Watson, converted by Paul Whitehead, makes up the 6 points for Hunslet. And I think, just looking down below, if you're not careful, Mr. Ferris could well be in trouble with these officials. He's just had another go at the touch judge as he left the field, and mentioned it to the referee as well. But that's not the point. The scoreboard is where it counts, and that's where the scoreline at half-time here reads: Keighley 14, Hunslet 6. Time break over, and yes, we are still at Elland Road, and it is the same day, it is the same game, but my words, how the weather's changed. We're in the middle of a snowstorm, the temperature's dropped like a stone, and the only thing that remains the same is the score at half-time, which is 14-6 in favour of Keighley. How this English weather changes. Here we go then for the second half. Darren Appleby on the receiving end of his opposite numbers restart. And Martin Wood taking the ball in. Met there though by hooker Watson and prop Whitehead. Appleby across the David Creaser coming in towards the halfway line. And it's Ramshaw onto Gately. Ramshaw, I don't think particularly expecting the offload there from Ian Gately, but he got it. Cochrane bouncing off the first tackle, getting away from the second as the last one's called, 22 metres out. Ramshaw goes for the drop goal and gets it. Never come away without a point, the old adage. Played to the full there by Jason Ramshaw. David Close then restarts once more. The second half barely 2 minutes old. Same formula. Ayres skipping for the gap, but the gate closed. Ramshaw goes on the outside. Joe Burry refusing to be tackled, eventually goes down on the halfway line, and it's Gately taking the ball in. 10 metres inside the Hunslet half of the field. Referee Kirkpatrick calling that defensive line back. Again the last tackle called. Again it's in the hands of Ramshaw, but this time it's David Creaser pushing the ball into the corner. And certainly another good set of 6 there from Keighley. Well, we should now see Hunslet get the ball, because they haven't had it in the hands since the restart. They do this time as Close gets it from the base of the scrum. Giles Boothroyd goes away, but tackled by David Creaser. Paul White going on a cross-field run, bounces through the attempted tackler Simon Irvine, but the tackle was sufficiently strong to take the weight off his run and allow the next man to put him to ground. Whitehead coming back in field, and the hookers Chris Watson opting to go on his own from acting half-back, trying to milk a penalty there as the last one's called. Close puts the ball high, Stoops under it, so's Wayne Race there. Stoop comes away from defence into attack, but can't get away from the arms of Stephen Price. Bury towards the halfway line. Stephen Price again doing the tackling. Ramshaw out to Gately, up the short side. Gately looking for the man to give the ball to, but no real support there for him. Not that the ball could have been given too safely. There is run round between Creaser and Appleby there. Appleby goes, skips for the gap. Cochrane, 20 metres inside the Hunslet half of the field. There's a last tackle called again. Appleby puts the ball high. Martin Wood's been told he's offside, I think. I thought there, Darrell, that the referee had pointed to Martin Wood as he was coming through, telling him he was offside, and then he interfered.
Yeah, if he told him he was offside, he should have banged him. But he didn't. He might have told him he was onside. We don't know. But Martin only half-heartedly went football, didn't he?
No doubt trying to force the error from the Hunslet man, so that possession came back to Keighley. Giles Boothroyd loses that ball. Gareth Cochrane hurt in the process of making the tackle on the shoulder. And as fast as the snow came, the sun's returned. Referee wanting Darren Appleby to put the ball in the same side as he's standing at. Simon Irvine onto Pinkney, Pinkney through the centre. But tackled, well tackled there by the Hunslet defence. They certainly kept Nick Pinkney quiet this afternoon. Well, that ball clearly stolen by the Hunslet player. The referee initially indicated that it had been stolen, and now he's given the scrum down to Hunslet. Martin Wood penalised there. Well, I'm not sure we're penalising him for breaking from the scrum, because he wasn't taking part in the scrum, I don't think. Mystification is the name of the game. Broke out the far side, over there to number 11, Warren Jowett, into the bright sunlight. Carlton Farrell up to the halfway line, but brought down there by Bury and Gately. Whitehead now for Hunslet inside the Keighley half, offloads to full-back Grant. Grant keeps the ball alive onto Close. Close has got support there from Mick Coyle. I think Paul White expected he should have got that ball, but he didn't, as Boothroyd now gets the ball across to Brook. And the final pass goes to ground. They're looking to bring back on David Larder when the opportunity arises. And Ramshaw on his own from acting half-back. Gareth Cochrane's going to have to come off. David Larder it will be who takes his place, but we've got to play on the far side as Wayne Race tries to get away from Scott Lim. And it's Martin Wood up the centre of the field for Keighley. 15 metres inside the Hunslet half as the last tackle called. Appleby kicks for the corner, just that little bit too strong, but nonetheless it's a touch finder. Looks as though the Keighley doctor being called down to the touchline side to have a look at Cochrane's shoulder. Meantime, it's Boothroyd for Hunslet, trying to evade but failing to get away from the attentions of Simon Irvine, and good tackling there by David Creaser on Carlton Farrell. Play still inside that Hunslet 20. 15 points to 6, Keighley in front. There's a last tackle called. A good set by Keighley. That ball going straight out on the goal by quite a long way. Oh, a handover then, 7 or 8 metres inside the Hunslet half. Darren Appleby having to have his wits about him there as the Hunslet player kicked the ball through, but interference. In fact, the attentions of the elbow from Hooker Watson being seen by Mr. Kirkpatrick. Creaser then to put the ball into touch on this side of the field. Ball very quickly on there, thrown on by the Hunslet ball boy. Creaser onto Appleby. Appleby again skipping for the gap, but the Hunslet defence shutting him down as he went for it. And Larder in the sunshine on the far side of the field. 10 metres this time from the Hunslet line. Ramshaw to Appleby. Appleby to Creaser. Offers the ball and then gives it to Stoop. Stoop. Well, certainly very disappointed with the playing of Andre Stoop, Darrell. I mean, he's had the opportunity to create the hole a number of the times and really given a terrible pass out, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's that pass that he's giving out, John. He's creating the gaps, like you're saying, and the players are not aware when the ball's going to come, which way or when. You know, I mean, he's given the interception early on, and 3 or 4 occasions like that has happened. What should result in tries hasn't done.
Which way, when, or even if, as the ball moves into the centre of the field. Stoop this time out to Irvine. Wayne Race evading the tackle and getting away and making good yardage there through the pack of Hunslet defenders. Burry on his own takes on Boothroyd, but can't get away. Ramshaw now spins the ball out to Appleby, offers it to Larder but gives it to Fleury right in front of those Hunslet posts, and it's Ramshaw on to Creaser. Appleby hanging on tenuously to that ball, gets it out to Martin Wood, but Wood chased all the way back there by Neil Lee, and it's Keighley again. Puts the foot to the ball, the chase is on for Stoop. The try's not given. The ball's certainly not controlled, but I'm not sure what that signal means, Darrell. It means bouncing it to me, and he certainly didn't bounce it, he just didn't exert downward pressure, did it?
Knocked on more than out, John. Good decision at the end.
So then Hunslet breathe again. But again, the confusion, I think, being caused to the defenders there by that dead ball line belonging to the football markings. I think possibly the Hunslet players might have thought it had gone dead. Jowett then for Hunslet on the halfway line, the last tackle coming up. Brook puts the ball towards the touchline side, and the Ayres allows it to go into touch. About 15 minutes of the second half elapsed as the scrum forms just inside the Keighley 20. Appleby feeds then, Ayres receives. Martin Wooden having the support there of Nick Pinkney. But Pinkney failing to take the ball. He said he hasn't had too many opportunities today, Dal, has he, hasn't Nick? But when he's had them, he hasn't been able to make much of them.
I think he's only touched it about 3 occasions, but nobody backing Martin Wood up there. And then when somebody did arrive, Martin threw a pass that wasn't a particularly good one. It hit Nick on the chin. So we've got to get his act together.
Charles Bildroyd there giving the ball back to Darren Fleary as he failed to take the pass, just shakes his head, knows that he's done that on a few occasions. As Keighley now come back into the Hunslet half of the field. Joe Burry 15 metres from that halfway line inside Hunslet territory. Appleby gives the ball to Gately, the big number 10 on the rampage towards that 20-metre line. And it's Ramshaw once more, acting half-back onto Larder. Larder offered the ball to Race, but Wayne Race not receiving it. Larder taking the tackle. Appleby goes for the kick through. The last tackle called. Simon Irvin spins the ball out, still the arm in the air for the last tackle. It's Gately. Gets the ball out now to Stoke. Keighley have got the numbers if Stoke gives the ball. And the knock-on. Well, certainly Keighley had the numbers there. Stoke did give the ball, and then the pass was intercepted by Paul White. Fortunately for Keighley, White wasn't able to hang on to it. Knocked on and gives Keighley another set of 6, presumably from this scrum. Martin Wood breaking from acting half-back. I beg your pardon, breaking from the base of the scrum there from loose forward position as Larder now takes play across towards the post for the setup, presumably for a move to be put on here by Keighley. Ramshaw onto Gately. Gately uses his non-inconsiderable weight to go in. The post shudder as Gately hits them, but the ball hit the deck and the 4 points go on the board for Ian Gately and Keighley. Tremendous charge there by Gately.
Have I told you lately that I love you?
The dulcet tones of Steve Hall taking over the microphone there. I don't know whether he was supposed to be up here, but that's where he is. Steve, of course, recovering from injury. And just a quick word there with Steve, because there's certainly got to be something in that, Steve, the few words in the song. Refuses to comment. I think that's called a natural freeze. Simon Irvin then with the conversion, and of course Steve just reminding us off microphone that that's Ian Gately's latest song on the tannoy at Keighley. Two tries to Gately this afternoon, and both pretty good to say the least. Appleby to Ayres. Ayres out there to Stoop. Andre Stoop met by Carlton Farrell on the far side of the field. And a bit of a high one going in there, to say the least. Chris Watson, the culprit. Clearly indicated there by Mr. Kirkpatrick. Gately again taking on this Hunslet defence. Every time he gets the ball in on a run, he makes valuable yards, as does Joe Burry. In fact, Burry still going forward, the ball in a position to be able to be released. Appleby now, out to Stoop. Stoop gives the ball to Ayres. Ayres gets in, bundled into touch there by Paul White. Andy Ayres left with very little room to work him, if any room at all. So Boothroyd, 10 metres from his own line, gets the ball away from that play, but stand-off David Brooke, tackled in possession and almost getting in way of a colleague. In fact, referee Kirkpatrick penalising, I think, loose forward Matt Lambert for something he said. In fact, it wasn't Lambert, it looks like it's the captain that's been called out, but words said like that, Darrell, in the hearing of the referee, presumably intended for him, are they?
Anything that's said on the pitch, anything at all, and the referee hears it, is said for his attention, or he can interpret it that way, so he can give a penalty if he wishes. It's quite good, actually. I like to see that. It shuts players up. Surprising, really, how many players, when they are defending like that, will jump away, you know, at the referees. And I don't like to hear it. I certainly penalise it, and I'm glad to see Mr. Kirkpatrick does as well.
Simon Irving then with the attempt for 2 points to fully penalise that indiscretion, which he does. Three points to 6. Just over halfway through the second half. And it's Ramshaw on to Fleary. Fleary taken to ground 30 metres out from his own line as Ramshaw skips away from the acting half-back position. And Gately on the outside. Stephen Price doing well there to take the big fella down. And the Hunslet line at the far side. We're in the open, there's Pinkney outside. Sorry, it's David Creaser who had it, but Nick Pinkney's there now. David Creaser perhaps been better to have put that pass in field to Pinkney earlier. As the numbers of Keighley are over this side, Ramshaw now, Stoop, hands the ball on to Ayres. Ayres again bundled into touch. But I think they're Hunslet paying the price for coming up so quickly on that far side. They all went into the 10-metre area. ball went inside that 10-metre area, Darrell. Appleby saw the fact that he'd gone inside and skipped through the gap. There's tremendous applause for Ian Gately as he takes his place on the bench after that thoroughly outstanding game. Sorry, there's two things at once there, Darrell.
Yeah, good game by Ian Gately, excellent game, you know. Cut by 2 tries. But like you said about the defence moving up, they're moving up as Hunslet, trying to push Keighley back down the middle. They can't afford to let it get outside of him. And but luckily there that Darren saw the gap, went through it, you know. And I think if you keep your wits about you, there's been more gaps to be coming.
Gareth Cochran coming back onto the bench with his arm inside the shirt, which doesn't look good for him. It's, in fact, I think it's indicated, there've been indications that it might well be a broken collarbone. And hooker Chris Watson being helped from the field of Hunslet back down the tunnel straight to the dressing rooms, and as Hunslet now try to work themselves away from their own 20-metre area, but they're going to be able to do that now courtesy of Mr. Kirkpatrick. The referee says that that ball was not played by the foot. Hunslet trying to take a quick one and pay the price. Out of the base of the scrum there, Appleby on to eventually to Simon Irvine, David Creaser, acting half-back, Wayne Race taking the ball in, almost gets to the 20-metre line before being tackled by Carlton Farrell and Mick Coyle. Big hit there by Stephen Price on Joe Burry, and it's Ramshaw out to Larder. Larder hops his way into the penalty area. Ramshaw on to Appleby. Long ball out to Creaser. Inside ball to Martin Wood. Martin Wood held 5 metres from the line as the last tackle's called. And it's Simon Irvine acting half-back. Goes for the kick through, but the knock-on occurs. And Hunslet breathe again. Lambert splits up, plays the ball. Giles Boothroyd takes play on. Brendan Hill returned to the field as a substitute for Ian Gately. And that's the Hunslet substitute, Paul Whitehead. In fact, I've got I think, in fact, I've been calling the number 8 Paul Whitehead all the game, and that could well be Pell. Andre Stoop, no doubt who that was, that got the ball out to Appleby. Appleby's in the clear. He's still going, he's down, and Appleby's telling for the ball across. Andre Stoop said, well, no way was that pass forward in this anybody's books, Mr. Kirkpatrick. What a garbage decision. Suggestion coming that it was given because of the position of the arms. Well, my words. I think that was probably the worst decision I've seen for a long time about a forward pass. But we'll see. Brave referee, Darrell.
He got that one wrong. Nick Pinkney pulled his leg up, not Andy Ayres pushing him back. Yeah, even with a forward pass there that he's just called, you know, he was there in position. And to be perfectly honest, John, it could have been forward. Everybody's down here saying it won't. It didn't go back that far.
Well, if it goes back or level, it's not forward, is it? But there we go. So then, never mind about the discussions on forward or not. It's Hunslet 10 metres from the Keighley line. Loose forward Lambert. Boothroyd in a run round there with Close and Brook, tackled almost on the football penalty spot, goes for the kick through and the chase, but a brave Keighley player there catching the knee of Boothroyd. Well, a gift try there for Hunslet. Not really sure what was happening there, Darrell. It looked from the play of the ball that Hunslet kicked the ball through. It was juggled in goal. Darren Flaherty came away with it but lost it.
Yeah, you said it right there, John. Keighley were half asleep. The kick through once had Hunslet, the kick through there, it bounced around in the in-goal area. Darren picked it up by the presence of mind to get over the try line into the field of play. And unfortunately, I lost it. Hunslet picked it up, nobody near him to stop him scoring.
I think Keighley defence there caught out by the sheer speed at which Hunslet carried out that, and all they did really was kick the ball through. David Close then with a conversion attempt, looking for a dozen points. Through the middle. (23 points to 12), a far cry from the 66 points to 10 earlier in the season at Keighley. Just shows how much this Hunslet side has improved. Bit of a juggle there, but nonetheless the ball eventually safe in the hands of Bob Grant. And Mick Coyle. Something like 10 minutes left, so the game's certainly not all over by the shouting by any means. Lee going on his own there into the Keighley half of the field. And this is the substitute. This is Whitehead. Hunslet now with the options as Brook and Close run the run round. Giles Boothroyd takes the pass cleanly this time as the last one called. Brook on his own. Gets the ball out there to the loose forward Lambert. Lambert in for the try. Well. Hunslet wanted to make a substitution whilst the conversion is being taken. It's Pell returning and Steve Price going onto the bench. So then the conversion is successful. And it is, takes Hunslet within 4 points. And suddenly we have a game on our hands. Creaser with the restart, deep into Hunslet territory, but well taken by Coyle. Gets up, plays the ball. Boothroyd into Close. Jowett can't escape the clutches of Martin Wood and Simon Irving. Carlton Farrell tries to, but he too goes to ground some 15 metres from the halfway line. Close to Brook. Pell gets the ball away to Boothroyd. Boothroyd looked to me to be in front of that ball when it was offloaded, so technically in an offside position, I suppose. But Neil Lee out there via the hands of Close to Scott Lim on the far wing. Last tackle, says the referee. David Close puts the ball high. Loose forward Lambert doing the chasing. And it's David Larder coming away with that ball towards the halfway line. Andy Ayres, as a Hunslet player, sense that they can snatch victory out of defeat here, as Brendan Hill now goes into the Hunslet defenders, loses the ball in the tackle, but the referee says Charles Boothroyd stripped it. I think in fact the touch judge gave him that advice. Did he, Darrell?
Well, I think he gave it on his own, John. He didn't look at touch judge till after he gave him a decision.
Ramshaw then with the tap. Brendan Hill, I'm going to say all the Hunslet defensive line way offside there. Brendan Hill hardly taking 2 strides before getting the ball. I think Steve Furris is definitely in danger of being sent off here. Remonstrating quite strongly there to Mr. Kirkpatrick. Simon Irving then opting for the chance of adding 2 points. And of course using up valuable time. No. But at least the ball gone dead, so Keighley will get the possession back. That conversion attempt of the penalty, had it been successful, would have taken Keighley clear, making Hunslet need more than 1 score to win the game. Brendan Hill now into the centre of the field. 23 points to 18. David Larder running straight at the Hunslet defence, inside that 20. Gets up, plays the ball. Ramshaw having to go on his own there. There was nobody coming at all on his left-hand side where he went. Martin Wood switching the ball back inside there. Where's the strength and the power and the run from Brendan Hill here? It's not on. It's not there. Martin Wood doesn't need it. Certainly expecting Brendan Hill to be in there just for the charge to the line, Darrell, but the lightweight Martin Wood didn't need him.
Yeah, I think Brendan himself might have expected it. He moved out to go far side at post, I think, was his target. Ball didn't get to him. A good try just to save for Martin.
And that finally making the result, I think, safe for Keighley. Certainly this last 10 minutes, though, Darrell, has been a little bit worrying, I would imagine, for the coaching staff.
Certainly is, John. Yeah, one thing it has shown, it's shown how much Hunslet have improved. And, you know, they don't lie down anymore like they used to do. They came back, played good football, and they got the tries. They got sloppy tries, really. Keighley should have stopped them both in this half, and they won in the first half. All bad tries to give away defence, good to score, but bad to let in right off from a defensive point of view. And I think Keighley need to work on that.
Simon Irving then with the attempt at the conversion. Bewley adds a 6. 29 points to 18. Four Keighley tries then in this performance this afternoon, 2 in either half. And all barring that last one scored by the forwards. 2 to Ian Gately, 1 to Darren Fleary, and 1 to Martin Wood. Martin Wood, of course, in fact, played in the loose forward position now, so all 4 Keighley tries coming from the forwards. 5 Simon Irving goals and the Jason Ramshaw drop goal. As Keighley launch another attack, Simon Irving breaking away, gets the ball in field. It's palmed back by a Hunslet player, Paul White it is, who eventually gets it. Now that ball was definitely stripped. Brendan Hill doing the stripping out of the hands there. And David Brook putting the ball safely into touch. Neil Lee with the tap restart. Jowett standing in the tackle over the far side of the field. Just watching Warren Jowett there, certainly having a few words to say to David Larder, he was, and followed him right across the field. That ball lost. I think Pinckney manages to pick it up. Did quite well there, did Pinckney, to pick that ball up, never mind get off the mark as well. And the Ayres on the halfway line. 29 points to 18, Keighley in the lead. Appleby offers a dummy, and the defence take it left, right and centre. Appleby's going on his own, brought down but gets up again, cleared and scores the try in the corner. What a tremendous individual try by Darren Appleby, really, Darren. What a game he's had this afternoon.
Yeah, like we said earlier, John, he's saying that the defence is moving up, he's finding himself gaps. And that he did exactly the same there, he found himself a gap, went all the way. Well finished, he was tackled a couple of yards short, still had pence of mind to get up and make the extra couple of yards. Good try.
Simon Irving with a conversion attempt in the sunshine just at the far side of the field. Both he and referee Kirkpatrick shared the eyes, trying to find the goalposts and see if they can do it with the ball. Nope, not quite. And there goes the final hooter, 33 points to 18. Keighley come out the victors, but not without a bit of a sweat. Looked a bit close towards the end. Both sets of players with the final handshakes. Final handshakes then taking place between the players as they come towards the side. The Hunslet coach is waiting to commiserate with the players as they leave the field. But all the congratulations have gone on there. Comprehensive victory in the end, but with scoreline, I think in all honesty, which does slightly flatter Keighley. 33 points to 18, the final score here at Elland Road. Nice to see Former Keighley assistant coach Ian Fairhurst just congratulating some of those Keighley players, and they too shaking his hand as well. Phil Larder joins the handshakes with the Hunslet coaching staff. So then, as I said, the final scoreline 33 points to 19 in Keighley's favour as we say goodbye from Elland Road.